It's not a sin necessarily to be gone every single weekend camping without your wife and kids, but it's probably not going to be healthy for your relationships with your family. There are certain things that might not be outright sin, but you still shouldn't do them. So last week, we talked about how there is right, there is wrong. But I told you at the very end that that's actually just the basics. Believing that there is such a thing as sin that makes it not okay, that's actually just the basics. That's the first step when it comes to knowing right or wrong or morality. I think that there's actually 4 steps. And the second step is to know that something isn't just sinful or not sinful, but there's also another layer. Is it smart or is it stupid? Yes, what we're talking about is often called wisdom. Because just because something isn't sinful doesn't mean you should do it. I mean, it might not be a sin per se to drink antifreeze, but you probably shouldn't do it, okay? If you were to look at my little chart that I've put together for this, that you could say on the left there are things that are sinful, shouldn't do. There are things that are on the right that are okay, that they're not sin, that you can do those things. But the second layer, if you look at the y-axis, is that there is some things that are smart, like on the top, and there are some things that are stupid. Yes, there are more than one ways to think about the world, and it's not just, is this okay or is it not? Is it sinful or is it not? You've got to actually move beyond that to think more than just black and white. There's another layer in here. It is not a sin for an alcoholic to buy a bar. You can buy a bar, yeah, but it's dumb. It's not a sin to live in the same house with someone you're going to marry. It's not a sin to live under the same roof. Okay, the sexuality aspect of it, that's a different story. But to live under the same roof as someone that you haven't married yet, it in itself is not sinful, but it could be foolish in a whole bunch of different ways. It's not a sin necessarily to be gone every single weekend camping without your wife and kids, but it's probably not going to be healthy for your relationships with your family. There are certain things that might not be outright sin, but you still shouldn't do them. And that's why we call things like that wisdom. Okay, 1 Corinthians 10:23 says, I have the right to do anything, you say, but not everything is beneficial. Not everything is wise, not everything is smart. I have the right to do anything, we can say, but not everything is constructive. It doesn't help us. So I want to leave you with this. It might not be sin, but it might just be stupid. Think about it. That's step 2 if you want to learn what's right or wrong. You've got to gain some wisdom. And I'm going to link to a message that I gave a while back called Get Wise, because we need to get wisdom because most of us do things that are very foolish and stupid. We're going to come back and talk about step 3 when it comes to right or wrong. Because yes, you can't even move beyond this.